Hello YouTubers, today we're working on this 2018 BMW X2 Xdrive28i, and we're going to be doing the front brakes. Okay, first of all we're going to take off the wheel, and it's a 17mm socket. Let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, we done took the tire off, and it's 17mm, these bolts instead of nuts. And you can take the yeah, I guess we can do the sensor, and let's see if we can get a close-up. And if you already had the vehicle on the iDrive come up that you need to change your brakes, it don't matter, you could break the sensor because it's no good anymore. But I'll give you a little tip. On my Beamer, I always change it before it gets to that point, and you don't have to replace that sensor. You can use the same sensor. Now that's what I've done in my Beamer, but once you run it to where it hits the rotor, it's no good. You have to buy a new sensor. Okay, so I take these sensors off, and like I said, I always reuse mine. But this one, like I said, you can just yank it out because it's already messed up. But I take a little hook and I try to grab it from the front and bring it out. See how it's coming out? And that's how that sensor comes out. And you have a little clip. Sometimes the clip will stay in there and sometimes it'll come out. It's just shaped like a U. Right there. Don't lose this clip. You'll have to go buy another one. Okay, I reposition myself so I won't be behind the camera. Here's how that just pops out. Like I said, I used a pick, little hook on it, and I took it out. And there's that clip. You don't want to lose it. It just goes right in here. Sometimes it gets real loosey like that. Once you take it out, all you gotta do is kind of squeeze it together, put it in there, and it stays in there. I can squeeze it some more. When you put it in, just put it in like that. But like I said, this stretches out sometimes when you take it out, so just squeeze on it and it'll get tight again, and you can put it in there. But anyway, that's how that comes out. And now we've got two 13mm bolts, this one and this one, and we'll take off the caliper. But on these vehicles, this inside nut turns, so we need to hold it. I think it's about a 19 or 20. It's a big wrench, but you can't get in there because you've got this little like washer, doesn't let a wrench go in. So what I'm using is these like needle nose vice grips, and just clamp on it and then get after it with the cordless. Let's do that. Okay, and if you don't do that, let me show you on the bottom. Let's see if it'll do it. It'll make a liar out of me. It'll just turn. See how it just turned? You can't get it loose, so you have to go down here and grab this, and now it doesn't have a choice but to come out. Okay, let me put my glovies back on. Okay, we zoomed out again, and now, and if you have to take a screwdriver and grab that inside of the rotor and the caliper and push on it, so you can kind of push that piston in and make this easy to come out. Sometimes they're hard, they're tight. That's how you do. Set it up there somewhere. May need a screwdriver to help you take these out. And remember where the sensor goes. It goes in the inside pad right in here, and you can tell by this cover, and the other one doesn't have it. Let me show you. Doesn't have that cover up here covering that. Show you the two. See the difference? It's covered up here. This one isn't. Alright, so where they came out. Now I'm gonna go up here, and the reservoir for the brake fluid is hitting back here. If you can see it. Nope. And we have to kind of lift this cover up And we'll start by removing this little plastic rivet, whatever you want to call it. Lift the head up and then get under it, and boom, there it goes, flying everywhere. There it is. That's what it looks like. Now we'll have to kind of wiggle this around, play with it. Maybe you can lift this up and see the reservoir right there. This will kind of pop out. Just be gentle. You don't even have to take it all the way out. I can get in through it through here. I'm just gonna lift it a little bit. Set the camera down. That's far enough for me. I can stick my hand in there, open it up. That way we won't have pressure when we compress those pistons. Check your fluid. Looks about right. If it's too full, you want to take some out so when you compress those pistons, it doesn't overflow and make a mess. And just remember, the cap will tell you what type of a brake fluid you use. And right here, where is it at? Right here, where my thumb is, .4. It's not .3, it's .4. So make sure you get the proper brake fluid if you need to add some. I do have some .4 here. Okay, now we're ready to compress the piston. Just take an old brake pack, put it on there. There's all kinds of tools out there to compress the piston. I'm just gonna go ahead and use this C-clamp. I have it handy, it works for me. And when you do this, keep an eye on your reservoir. Make sure it doesn't overflow and don't make a mess on the car. And since I'm doing the driver's side, I can just stand up and look at it, and we're good. Just compress that piston all the way. Still good. So I make sure I don't overflow on that. Okay, now see the pistons compressed all the way in. Come on now. And that's done. Don't let it hang, guys. Don't stress that line out. So here's the inner pad. And just make sure when you do this, you watch how the pad came out so you don't have to struggle, and you make sure you put it in there right. And I'm gonna have to get my head in the way here. Okay, it is kind of tricky to put this in because they're new, but I couldn't show you on the other side, but I'll show you on this. It's the same thing. You want to get this clip in here like this. So that's why you got to push on it and squeeze that tab so it can go in there. If you can see. So I'm going to push it that way. You see, it won't go in right there till I put pressure that way. See, the bottom one went in, but the top one didn't. So got to reposition myself here, get it lined up. That's where I want it. Give it some pressure, and in it goes. Now I'm gonna show you again because it's a pain in the rear. These, they gotta get kind of squeezed so everything can fit in there. If not, this will be sticking out and the pad won't sit properly in there. Okay, now that we have the piston compressed, we're ready to put the caliper on. And you want to put that on before you put the sensor. Okay. Start threading it in. Make sure it grabs. There we go. Do the bottom one or the top one, whichever one you do first. Okay. Grab your vice grips. Get a better bite on it. Tighten them up. Okay. Let's go to the bottom one. And just to make sure you got it on there tight enough, I use the hand ratchet just to make sure I got it nice and tight. There. And we're done. Oh, nope. Don't forget the sensor. And I can't reset this brake light. It won't reset if you don't have a new sensor. You need a new one. But here in Amarillo, it's so hard getting parts. They're gonna have to order it. It'll come in tomorrow. But when you get the new one, you just follow it through here, unclip it through here, and there should be a little box there. I can't even show you on this one. And you just plug it in and snap it in here, and then you reset the light. Don't forget this little clip. Remember, it goes in here. I squeezed it, so now it should hold. Snap it in place. That's all you gotta do. And we're done. Let's put the tire on and I'll do the other side. But yeah, I can't show you on this one. Like I said, I'll get the sensor, but if I can, I'll film it. It's just real simple. Just unclip this little plastic rivet and this bolt, and you should be able to see the connection up there, and just disconnect it from there and plug it in. Oh yes, and real quick, the sensor is only on the driver's side, so don't be looking on the passenger side thinking that, hey, this didn't have a sensor, you know, they forgot to put one. It's only on the driver's side, and on the back, I can't remember if it's driver or passenger side. It's probably on the driver's side. They only have one, so don't be freaking out if you don't see it on the other side. I'll show you real quick. I know this phone's ringing. Everybody's been calling today. See, there's no sensor here. Okay, we got the wheels back on. We're ready to rock and roll, put it together. Let's check the brake fluid. It looks good. Put this little cap on there. And if you want to, you can probably remove this whole cover, but I'm not gonna do that. And slide it back in place like that. Put that in there like that. Grab your little rivet. Stick it in here like this. Where are we at? Okay. Let's push it in. That's tight. Take this little foam-like thing. Just in there. Good as new. Now you want to pump the brakes. You're gonna go running to somebody. No, it's dark. You can't see. There. They'll go down a couple of times and they get hard again where the fluid goes back to the lines. Alright, and like I said, I can't show you the reset of the brake wear sensor because it's got the same one and it won't reset with that one. Okay, YouTubers. Sorry, it's been a real rough day. I almost forgot to film the finished product. The car's running good. Test drove it. Braking real good. Like always, thanks for watching. I really appreciate you, and God bless you. Okay, now that we put the brake wear sensor, we need to reset it. So get in your car, close all the doors, hit the button once without stepping on the brake. All the lights will come on. Wait till all these lights go out. And I think we can do it now. Then go to this where your turn signals are at and push this button till you get to that menu right there where the little gas pump is at. Once you do that, you're gonna hold it down and it'll go to service. There. That right there will let you reset the front brake pad wear. So just hold this button down again. And it's asking you reset? Yes. So hit the button again, hold it down, and it'll reset. Reset in progress. I don't know if you have to hold it or not, but I'm gonna go ahead and hold it. There you go. Successful. That's how you do it. Thanks for watching. Like always, I appreciate you and God bless.